So let's turn to affordable housing, something that Habitat for Humanity is very interested in. As you know, Habitat works in both cities as much as we can, but I think it's telling how, especially in the last 5 to 10 years, how few homes low-income housing provider is able to build there. And overall, what we're seeing is it's the dirt, it's the land is becoming prohibitively expensive to build in the model we do, but also the way developers have been doing.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask if you had any ideas for how people could, I think we both agree that we need more decent affordable housing, right?
Absolutely.
Especially in College Station. And so how do we get more of that in the city that's both something a family likes, that wants to live in, and one that they can afford?
Well, and that's a question that if I had the definitive answer to, I'd be in a different arena, right?
Sure.
It is, I think, an important discussion that needs to be had and continually had. We need to make sure that the city is supporting initiatives and programs to move forward with the building of affordable housing that is not just affordable, but of a quality. You can build cheap houses, but that's not the point here. When you start cutting costs to build the home because the dirt's so expensive, that's a problem. Obviously, in today's day and age, we have increases in prices of everything. We're dealing with an inflationary index. I don't know the right answer, but I know the discussions need to be had and need to be had continually. I think a big portion of that has to be discussed is impact fees. College Station that's been a hot topic in College Station for several years. The ROO needs to be discussed. I think that's a significant overreach, and I think that's going to drive some of these property prices higher and not lower.
Now the ROO is the residential restricted occupancy overlay, and so everyone calls it the ROO now. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah. So, and that is essentially, it was billed to the citizens as neighborhood integrity and neighborhood safety, which is phenomenal. Both of those things are good things, but when they're hiding behind what begins to feel like an anti-student and an anti-low-income regulation. For those that don't know what it is the ability for a neighborhood to come together and vote to instill this occupancy overlay that would prevent more than 2 unrelated people from living in the same home. Now, nobody can tell me exactly how that's going to work because I don't think any neighborhood has passed one yet, to my knowledge.
No, they haven't.
And I think every neighborhood's kind of afraid to be the first one to do it because there could be some legal challenges against it. It's an overlay on top of the current zoning regulations.
Sure.
And it's an additional restriction on top of the short-term rental, long-term rental problem, right? The VRBOs and the Airbnbs.
Yeah.
But it's billed as safety, integrity, neighborhood. But what it does is it prevents, there are situations where, whether it be students or low-income houses, need to have roommates. They need to share the burden. And you're targeting that type of community because people want to say they support affordable housing, but they don't want it. It's the NIMBY crap. They don't want it in their neighborhood.